Dear ladies and gentlemen, we continue to play the men's quarterfinal matches of GEF with 2013 ITTF World Tour Major Series Russia. Дамы и господа, мы продолжаем финальные матчи соревнования мужчин. От третьего тура у первого стола встречаются Masato Shiono, Japan, Япония, Александр Shibaev, Россия.
GAC Group ITTF World Tour Russian Open 2013, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the men's singles quarterfinals match number 2. It is Russia versus Japan. We have on the left Alexander Shibaev, and he's facing Masato Shiono on the right. Both players coming from the lower bracket of this tournament. Just looking at the results here, Alexander Shibaev beat Hiromitsu Kasahara from Japan with 4-1 and a first-round victory over Ilya Jikov from Russia with 4-1 as well. Masato Shiono beat Kui Xinglei from China with 4-2 and a 4-0 over Arseny Gusev from Russia. Umpire and assistant cleaning the table. May look mundane, but it's quite important not to have sweat stains or dirt on the table, as it influences the bounce of the ball, and that is crucial for the ball to have an even bounce, as even as possible, that is.
2 minutes.
Warm-up time in progress, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look at the players. On the right, we have Alexander Shibaev from Russia. He's 23 years young, world ranked at 58, round of 32 on the Olympics 2012. The World Tour semi-finalist from 2013 and the Czech Open and the Croatian Open, and the semi-finalist at the Japan Open. Japan Open, this man here won in 2013, Masato Shiono. He's 27 years old and world ranked at 52. He's won the Czech Open and, as I've said, the Japan Open. Just recently started playing on the World Tour. Quarterfinals in Las Vegas, the US Open 2013. 2013 has really been his year. Masato Shiono, quite a success story, was not part of the Japanese A or B national team. Had to fight for that spot in the Japan Open, managing through the qualification round, had to pay his own entry fee even, bring his own coach, and he proceeded to win the tournament, beating top 10 players in the process. And now he's wearing the official jersey of the Japanese national team, earned his spot. Also won, as I've said, the Czech Open, the next tournament. He definitely has what Kokiniwa was lacking in the last game, and that is fighting spirit. Masato Shiono, as we're about to see here as this game is starting, defensive player. Very passive approach to table tennis, bringing everything back to the table, waiting for the opponent to make a mistake. So I'm not sure about the outcome of this match, but one thing is guaranteed, it will be interesting.
Match Shiono versus Shibaev. First game, Shiono deserved.
Masato Shiono is about to open up this game, this best of 7.
One love. Let 1, 2. 3, 1.
Spectacular point in the starting stages of the first game. Applauded by the coach, Alexander Petkovic. Always interesting to see that even in topspin versus topspin, Shiono can hold his own. What may look a bit awkward on screen is hard work for Shibaev. The topspin he creates comes back as 100% backspin, so it gets more and more difficult to lift the ball over the net.
5, 4.
And that is why games against defense can be very exhausting for the attacking player. Better start, no doubt, for Masato Shiono. Though he's missing quite a few topspins here. Surprised at the amount of attacking shots he can get in the first game. Quite passive approach from Shibaev. Maybe he just knows that he cannot afford to play attack versus defense. Misjudged the spin here. First 4 game points to Shiono. And he does it. He wins the first game 11-6. Masato Shiono is up 1-0.
Time. Second game. Shibaev to serve. Love all.
First point of the second game, to the amazement of the spectators in Ekaterinburg, to Alexander Shibaev. Fantastic rally. Talk about wide angles. I've never seen Masato Shiono attack so much. Alexander Shibaev, very talented player, especially his forehand topspin is noticeable. One of the fastest forehand topspins in the world. Look at that. Perfect start for him, 4-1. I did not promise too much when introducing this game as spectacular. It is already 6-1 for Shibaev. Even fortunes on his side. Now he's starting to miss a few. That is always a rule of thumb, if you will, when playing against defense, that is time is working for the defending player. Shibaev will get tired eventually. Still in the lead, but he needs to score soon. There's just so much spin on the ball. Every table tennis player can relate to this. The more spin you put on the topspin, the more comes back as backspin. And that looked easy, but it wasn't. With that amount of backspin, you cannot smash the ball. Even if it bounces high, it just goes straight downwards from the racket. Timeout, Shibaev. He knows this game is important to win. He's been up 9-3.
Один раз отдал, не обязательно второй. Если не готовы руками, не обязательно второй раз начинать сразу же, через раз. Раз у короткой, раз у спин. Сыграй 2 раза длинно туда-влево. И потом сыграешь потом. Все.
Big point for Shibaev. These legs will never give out on Masato Shiono. First defending far away from the table, deep in the backhand corner, and then moving to the other side, attacking. Game point used. Alexander Shibaev wins the second game, 11-8. It is now 1 game each. And we're back at the table, ladies and gentlemen, for the third game of this men's singles quarterfinals match at the Russian Open 2013. Alexander Shibaev of Russia won the second game against Masato Shiono from Japan. Amazing to see the defensive player all out attacking. Just the quality of the shot too. It is not an emergency shot to bridge to some other game plan. It is just a point-bringing shot if he wants it. Beautiful angle here. We could really see the backspin on the ball slowing down in the end after bouncing. Almost get the impression it bounces back towards the net. That was Shiono's point to lose. Nice rally nonetheless. Oh, fantastic. Shiono already beaten on the floor. Managed to produce a fantastic chop back to the table, but Shibaev paid attention to the spin. This is really a great game to watch. Seven, 6. Spectators lifting Alexander Shibaev to his peak performance. Can it be enough to beat Masato Shiono? He's already qualified for the World Tour Grand Finals in Dubai in January. I'm sure if you'd asked him in the beginning of 2013, he would say that is not possible. Quite the success story for the 27-year-old.
6-9. Please come to the table.
One game point averted. 3 more to go for Alexander Shibaev. Game point used. 2-1 for Masato Shiono.
Time. Fourth game. Shibaev to serve. Love all. Love one. Ciao.
Alexander Shibaev still fighting here. Why shouldn't he? He's playing a good match against Masato Shiono. Very open. This is not an easy victory, if it is one, for the Japanese player. Still he's up 2-1.
1-3.
Good serve. Side spin serve too. Great job, Alexander Shibaev. Just have to admire his persistence, his fighting spirit. Fantastic rally with the better end for the Russian player once again. Four game points to Shibaev. Takes it. Second time of asking. 11-6. He's equalized to 2 games each.
Давай, работай.
Time. Time, please. Fifth game. Shiono to serve. Bravo. One now.
Lucky Shibaev that kept him in the game. Really have to admire the tenacity of Alexander Shibaev. As I've said, this is not easy. Physically difficult to play against defense. Can be so exhausting, but he's hanging in there. He's still attacking wherever he can. point. Incredible. You have to love table tennis. This is spectacular play. Masato Shiono, he's attacking, he's defending, but the point goes to Shibaev. Seven to 3. Look on the face of Masato Shiono. Ranked 6 places higher in the world ranking than Shibaev, but only played 4 tournaments.
7-4.
Stay down, Shiba.
There was again the fastest forehand topspin. Well, maybe not the fastest, but surely one of the best forehand topspins in the world. Very few players in the world can go toe-to-toe with Alexander Shibaev in forehand versus forehand. He does have other weaknesses though, but these seem not to matter at the moment. 10-4, 6 game points to Shibaev. Takes the first one, no questions asked. 3-2 for Alexander Shibaev. Sixth game commencing with Shibaev's serve. Can he close this match down? As I've said, time is not working for him, but he's been pulling through admirably. Good performance physically alone from Alexander Shibaev. His quality of forehand topspin is hard to work with for Masato Shiono. Difficulty finding the right angle to bring it back to the table.
2-1.
Shiono staying ahead. Was a lucky point. Shiono apologizing. That's good sportsmanship on his part. I always like to say this table tennis is a very fair sport. Players are very quick to acknowledge good fortune, giving points back when they feel they're not legally scored. Sometimes the umpire doesn't see net court, edge court, something like this is quite often the case that the players see that before the umpires do. It's careful positioning and then fearless execution on the forehand topspin. Forcing a timeout for Masato Shiono. He's still ahead 1 point, but he cannot count on Shibaev being exhausted. He seems to be in perfect physical condition to finish this game against defense. Even though with these long strokes, a lot of power required, but he has that, no doubt. Shiono needs to find a new avenue of attack. 7-0. Next few points may decide the fate of Alexander Shibaev in the Russian Open. Can he really pull through to the semi-finals? Look at the backspin on that. Wow. Even though it was lucky, that was a gutsy move from Shiono to attack with the backhand. Don't do that unless you're 100% certain that ball does not come back to the table. 9-7. Shiono is not out. He's in the lead, but he knows that he has to win this game. He has to score 2 points here no matter what, because Alexander Shibaev does not give up. And assisted by the net, he scores yet another point. It is 9-9. Incredible match. This is just so exciting to watch. Game point Shiono acquired by fearlessly attacking. Clever play from Shibaev. Opened up the forehand side with this diagonal topspin and then just put the ball back gently. That was just a bit too far for Shiono to reach. And look at this body language. Shibaev wants the victory here. Wants to close this game to his favor. And he has match point. Done it! Oh, fantastic day for Alexander Shibaev. He beats Masato Shiono 14-12 in the 6th game. Goes on to the semi-finals. He will meet Cheng Qingqi from China tomorrow at the final day of the Russian Open 2013. What a great game to watch. What a triumphant victory for Alexander Shibaev, to the amazement of the crowd in Ekaterinburg. Pulled through this match here as we see the confirmation on screen. 4 games to 10-12 in the 6th for Alexander Shibaev. And that concludes our coverage for this afternoon session of the penultimate day of the competition. Join us again tomorrow. We'll pick up the action at 10:30 local time here. We'll have all the semi-finals and all the finals matches coming for you tomorrow.
On table 2, второго стола встречаются Мизаки Маризота, Japan, Япония, BNG, Hong Kong, Bangkok, Umpire, арбитры Светлана Федорова, Галина Шульца, Russia, Россия.